You've been told to water daily, fertilize weekly, and check your plants constantly. But what if the reason your garden struggles isn't because you're doing too little, it's because you're doing too much? There's an ancient gardening method that requires almost no daily effort, and it's been quietly growing food for thousands of years. Today, I'll show you exactly how to use it. Here's the uncomfortable truth most gardening content won't tell you. Modern gardening advice is designed for people with endless free time. Water every morning, deadhead flowers, pull weeds, turn compost. It's exhausting, and the moment you skip a few days, everything falls apart. That's not a flaw in your routine, it's a flaw in the system. Plants in nature don't get watered on a schedule, they don't get fertilized, they thrive because the soil does the work for them. The ancient trick isn't about adding more tasks, it's about building a system where the soil takes over and you step back. So let's talk about three core methods that make this possible. These aren't trends, they're techniques that have kept people fed for centuries with almost no daily input. First, deep mulching. This is the single most powerful, lazy gardening tool, and it's almost criminally underused. Here's how it works. After planting, cover the soil around your plants with a thick layer of organic material. We're talking 4 to 6 inches of wood chips, straw, dried leaves, or even cardboard covered with compost. This layer does 4 things at once. It blocks weeds from sprouting, which means you're not spending weekends pulling them. It holds moisture in the soil, so you water half as often, maybe even less. It regulates soil temperature, keeping roots cool in summer and warm in fall. And as it slowly breaks down, it feeds the soil, so you're fertilizing without thinking about it. You set it up once at the start of the season, then you forget about it. That's the whole point. Second, hügelkultur beds. This one sounds fancy, but it's just an old European method of burying wood under your soil. You dig a shallow trench or build a raised mound, fill the bottom with logs, branches, or woody scraps, then cover it with soil and compost. Over time, the wood absorbs water like a sponge and slowly rots, releasing nutrients. That means your plants are sitting on top of a self-watering, self-feeding system. In dry climates, people report watering 70% less after the first year. In wet climates, the wood prevents root rot by improving drainage. You build it once, it lasts for years, and the older it gets, the better it works. No daily checks, no feeding schedule, it just runs in the background. Third, companion planting the lazy way. Forget complicated charts. Here's the core idea. Plant things together that help each other survive without you. Beans fix nitrogen in the soil, which feeds heavy feeders like tomatoes or squash. Nasturtiums attract aphids away from your vegetables, acting as a trap crop so you're not spraying or hand-picking bugs. Clover or low-growing herbs planted between rows act as a living mulch, choking out weeds and keeping soil moist. You're not adding work, you're letting the plants do the pest control, the fertilizing, and the weed management for you. Once it's planted, the system maintains itself. You're just harvesting. Here's what all three of these methods have in common. They shift the work from you to the soil. They don't require special products, they don't need daily attention, and they get better over time, not worse. That's the opposite of what most garden advice offers. If this approach makes sense to you, if you'd rather garden smarter than harder, then you're in the right place. This channel exists for people who want healthy plants and fresh food without turning gardening into a second job. Subscribe if you want more systems like this, methods that actually respect your time. There's a lot more where this came from.